morning, YouTube. Beautiful Saturday morning. Hopefully you guys having a beautiful morning as well. Today, just leaving a call. Samsung refrigerator, ice maker not working. These are the older ice makers, not the ones that frost up, but the before those. Needs an ice maker. They paid the service call, so we'll see if they want to replace it or get another one. But I kind of reset it, put in diagnostic mode. The code didn't come up, so they want to see what they want to do. But most likely, if it comes back in, or if it doesn't work, I have to go back with the ice maker, which I would have to order anyway. I only keep the newer ones on my van, because that's pretty much what I've been seeing a lot of. But anyway, wanted to catch up with you guys this week. I want you guys to check out a video if you haven't seen it, or if you're not subscribed to TMM Appliance. They had a video shop talk with Mike Miner, who subscribed to me. Great video, man. A lot of insight. Those are the type of videos I like to, when I'm driving like this, I'll just have it going through my Bluetooth and I'll listen to it, because I can't really watch. And then when I get home, there's a lot of things going on sometimes where I can't watch videos like I used to. But yeah, that was a great video, and it put a lot of insight on a lot of the same stuff I try to say is, have some integrity out here when you doing jobs for people. Customer service is almost the same, it's equal to knowing the knowledge of how to fix things. It's got to be on both, and they're both as important, because if you don't have customer service, people are not going to care if you can fix something. So and if you have customer service, you can't fix nothing, no point for you to be in this industry. So pretty much everything they said in there I agreed with. I mean, it's a great video. You guys go watch it. Today I wanted to touch on a couple different things. Somebody asked me to make a video, or they just had a question about how to pay themselves. Now, when you're starting your own business, that's probably the biggest thing you have to start doing, is paying yourself, because the business makes money, but you have to make money as well. There's certain, I'm not gonna say I'm the best with numbers, taxes, and all that stuff, but mainly two things you want to be conscious of when you're think about paying yourself is a retirement plan and taxes. So my father, who's a great guy, recommended me to go through a company to get taxes taken out. Still haven't done it yet. I mean, I like to keep up my money, but I've been paying myself a check through my personal account. So it all depends on how the week goes for me. But I guess since I have a conscious mind of this is my business, I created it, I put a lot of money into building my business, so I tend to don't pay myself as much as I used to get paid when I worked for a company. So anyway, hopefully that answers that question. I wanted to touch on another thing too about just an update too. If you didn't catch my last video, I went back to that job. Ended up being the other sensor, the safety sensor, high limit temp sensor, whatever you want to call it. That just blew after me changing the thermostat. Now I will say, you guys that do appliance repair know that when you go in to do a dry repair, 9 times out of 10 the thermostat is usually not the case of it not heating. It usually is not heating properly due to the thermostat, but not heating at all. It's usually not the thermostat. But this issue, it was the thermostat. The thermostat, actually I put the pictures up on Instagram where I shook the thermostat. You can hear the insides, shaking on that particular job. So changed the thermostat, and it just so happened that the other sensor went. And like I said, I went back and I was preparing to talk to the lady about what happened, but she was just super nice, didn't have any. But two, I came in there, when I called her, I'm like, good morning, how you doing? This is Mike, I'm headed that way. I called her with a smile, went there, fixed it, no issues. She used it, no problem, because she hasn't called back in that's been 3 days now. So sometimes that happens. You'll get calls where that's a classic example of you'll change something and then something else just goes bad after the fact. And I always test things when I'm done, make sure they work, let the dryer run for a little bit when I'm finishing up my paperwork, heats up, and we keep it moving. That's another thing too. Mike left a comment, said you have to clean up after, and I usually clean up after everything I do. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real and say, if the customer, says I'll clean that up, no problem, I'll let them clean it up, and that'll just save me extra time. But usually, it's funny because that same day I went to another job where it was a grandma was there and the kids were there. The grandma couldn't really move, so I asked, "Can you give me a bag?" and I cleaned their dryer vent. Just so this is it's give and take. You never know. You might not do anything intentionally, and things happen, and people take it the wrong way, and they might not know the whole story. Just go back, get it out the way, and we're good to go. Because you never know. Today, that call that I just left, I got that call off of Yelp. Great, it went well. You just got to go in there and talk to people. Be yourself. I think that, like I always try to stress that gets me a lot of my calls back, is me being myself and just being nice to people. So I just, you guys got to be yourselves. If you generally like helping people, it'll shine through and you guys will be good to go on that end. I've been getting a lot of messages on guys asking me questions about certain things. Hopefully I've been doing my best trying to answer them. I stress this every single time I say, not say every single time I say a video, but there's a lot of other videos to watch. There's a lot of other guys out there sharing some good information, and it's watch everything. You'll pick up certain things from everybody, certain information that you need. Like I said, the video I watched the other day, don't be a part changer. Actually do diligence, do your research, and stick with it, because a lot of the times, you'll learn things from your mistakes. I can't count on one hand. It has to be more than two hands that how many mistakes I've made where I've learned after the fact that's made me a better technician. And that's just how it goes. So hopefully you guys are doing that. Another thing too is I want to talk about is jealousy, and especially when you're out here and you're young and you start. One of the guys that follow me on Instagram, he's 21 and he started his own business, which is great, and hopefully he goes well. He follows me on Instagram, I follow him back, I like his content, and I'm like, more younger guys that get into it, the more, and especially that are doing a good job, it just makes it easier for us, especially if I'm going behind, or you really don't want to, once you get a customer, you usually want to keep that customer. So, but if you're going behind another company, they usually probably have a bad taste from that other company, because people like to stick with who's been out. So but yeah, jealousy, let me get back to that. This morning I go to my parts store, which is Marcone, pick up a couple parts, and I see a guy who works for a company. I don't want to say a big company. They're a bigger company than what I used to work for. And I'm not going to say any names, but he was telling me, I haven't seen you in a while. You still out here? And I'm like, and I usually, like I said, the month of June, I take, and not to say that I haven't been getting parts or anything, I just been having parts shipped out to me a lot more, because Marcone has this thing where they add on a transfer fee. But anyway, I'm having parts shipped out to my house, and then I'm getting parts different places as well. Marcone is not the end all be all to get parts. You can get parts different places. But anyway, let me stop getting on track. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, yeah, I'm still out here. And then he looked around. He's like, as we talking, he's telling me he works for a company. He's been working for that company for a long time. And he's like, I don't see your van. You came in your car? I'm like, no, my van is right there. And the manager is like, man, he parked right next to you. He's like, oh, you got a new van? I'm like, yeah. I mean, you know, it's like, I thought you still had the Astro. I'm like, man, you like 2 vans old. I had an Astro and my Dodge Ram at the same time. So some days I would alternate, but then the Astro just, you know, the transmission went. And with that having 300,000 miles on it, I just let that go. So he's like, yeah, I haven't, it's like, oh, you must be doing all right. I'm like, you know, I'm doing okay. And I'm not going to say outright that he was, say, jealous, but you can kind of see that, you know, he's older than me. He has to be maybe in his late 40s, 50s. And you can tell that, I guess, and my whole thing is not to take anything away from anybody. I was a technician for a long time. You got to pay your, I mean, some people just not, you know, everybody has their own time to do their own thing. And that's just how it goes. You know, there's people younger than me. Like I said, the guy's 21 that started. I'm not going to think, oh man, I should have went back. No, I learned everything that I needed to learn, that I needed to know at the time. Took that. It was the right time for me within myself to start a business. To say, because even my dad is like, oh, you should have did this 5 years ago. And I'm like, I wasn't ready yet. You know, everything happens for a reason. I was doing side work, and then something within me was just like, yo, I need to make more money. I need to take this leap, and it just so happened that way. So simple as that. Because this same guy who's talking to me now, when I first started my business, he asked me, oh, how much did it cost you to start, and how much it did this and that, and you know, I told him, the answer I gave him was that, you know, I can't really tell you how much I really just took to start the whole thing, because I just did it over time. You know, I was still working with another company when I got my LLC, when I got my insurance, and those things, you know, happened just during me saving check to check, doing my night calls, saving that money, putting it to the side, and making sure, you know, I can pay for those things. So I couldn't really give him a sum to say, hey, $1,000 or. But now if I go back and look at it, if I, you know, because I got my first van for like $700, so you can't put a price on what you know, you might find one for $2,000, you might find one for $1,000. It all depends. You might use your own vehicle that you have, and I did start with my own vehicle. And my wife was working when she used to get off of work, and I used to get off of work. Then I would take the personal vehicle and put my magnet on the side and pretty much run my calls after that. I never took my other company's vehicle and did other work. I don't know, I just didn't have to, and didn't felt the need to, and didn't feel right about it. So that's what I did for a good 4 or 5 months, until I was looking for vans actively as I was doing that. Because, you know, you want to have the look, you want to do the thing. I mean, and my van was blue. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see, and scroll down, you'll see my first van. I took a lot of pictures of it. I love that van. It was a Chevy Astro, and I did everything to it that I could to make it run. So, and it got me enough money to move into a better neighborhood and to get my other van. So, you know, that's why I tell the guys who are starting out, if you're fresh, just starting and not working for a company, because I always recommend people to just work for a company if you can for a little bit, just to see how it goes, to see if you like it, to see if you, it's a lot of responsibility to run your own business and keeping track with everything. I mean, you know, yes, I feel great that I can take time off and do certain things and not work as much as run job as I used to, but it's still a lot of work doing paperwork, making sure I have calls coming in, responding to Yelp, responding to different warranty companies, it's a lot, you know, that I kind of knew I had to do before I started this thing. So, but I wouldn't trade it, I wouldn't go back, because that's just what it is. But like I said, 11 years being a technician for somebody else definitely taught me, and I was grateful to learn a lot of the mechanical side, because now I still run into it. It's not like I don't, but it's a breath of fresh air when I do run into it, when I get away from all these electronic control boards, but they're not as bad, to be honest with you. The newer appliances, because it's kind of easier. You put things in diagnostic mode, it tells you exactly what you need to do. The only time it's an issue when it's multiple things, and you don't know what is causing. It might be one thing causing those multiple errors, and you have to look for that. But you just gotta look in the schematics, and 9 times out of 10 you can find it online nowadays. Certain things I do for customers, like Samsung fridges, there's a way to get into diagnostic mode. The last customer I went to, I showed them. I'm like, hey, this is how you do it. Because those type of, especially the type of customers I show it to, I usually show it to all of them, because 9 times out of 10 they're still going to call you back for your services, just being so honest and upfront with them. So I put in diagnostic mode. The code that came up was 39E, which is the ice maker. Took it all apart, reset the whole unit. It's probably, in my mind, I already have a feeling they're gonna call back. I have to get the ice maker because of what she told me, that it was making noise. So, but when I reset it, put in diagnostic mode, no codes came up. So I'm like, okay, well, it might be a chance that it might work, but 9 times out of 10, from what she told me, they're probably gonna call me back, and I gotta get the part, which is it's already in stock, so I can be back Monday. Today's Saturday, so. Because I know I'm going to be in this area on Monday. So, and that's the thing too. I will be coming out with the video this week about just the whole customer service side. I know I've been talking about it, and just having it from my wife's point of view, because she does do all my call, like she answers all my phones, and makes my schedule. These calls that I'm going on now, she actually, set them up. And another thing too is I want to say charging accordingly for your services depending on the area that you're living in. Initially, my service call was $65, and a lot of times that covered, I want to say, minor stuff. Like if I was going to a job and let's just say it just needed an adjustment on something. Sometimes, especially if it was older people, I might charge an extra $10-20, make it $85, my labor, blah, blah, be done, if it didn't need any parts. Sometimes I might even charge people to $65. Just, it all depends. You have to use your own discretion. But with her, we started seeing a trend, and we changed my service charge to $85 now, which still includes, like this last shot, they just paid the service charge, which, I took everything apart, did the full diagnosis, and hopefully they have ice. But if they don't, even when I go back to install the part, I'm not going to charge them an extra service call. I'm going to get a markup on the part. That's going to be my gas to go back. But like I said, that all depends on the pricing you get. I'll give you an example. The ice maker they need, it costs me only $105, but the retail for it, which if they went to the store and get it, is $156. So I'm gonna charge them the retail price. I'm not gonna charge them more than that. So pretty much that's gonna be my markup going back to. So that's just an example. Certain parts I get more, certain parts I get less. It all depends. Then, to be honest with you, that's just from Mark Hone. I haven't searched. I have accounts with other services. I haven't even looked them up. That's just what I just looked up from that part distributor. So you all gotta have different accounts. I tell people that even with the warranty companies too, don't just work for one. Have multiple. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So that's pretty much it. So just to wrap up the video, I'm about to get to my next call. It is an oven not heating properly, so most likely it's a heating element or a sensor. We'll see. Lately I've been bad with the pictures. I haven't been putting any up lately. I'll get back to it. Like I said, sometimes you go through that time where you just want to just work and get home, and that's, like I said, I'm trying to get home and spend more time with my family during this time I got her. So after July, she goes to Jamaica for a month. Yeah, she lives the life. So you guys take care. Any questions, let me know. And like I said, watch other videos. Shout out to all the other guys creating content about appliance repair. It's good, it's not if you search trades technician, you won't see a lot of us out here, and it's good that more of us are making videos more, and I'm glad there's more of us doing, putting out into the universe that we need to do good work. You know, do good troubleshooting. Don't just guess. Don't just change parts because that's what you think is going to make you the most money. Being honest to people. I mean, I'm not saying being 100% tell the customer everything. I'm not going to say that. There's sometimes where I'm just like, you know, sometimes you don't need to. Let's just say that. You know the right, proper place. You'll learn that working in this field. But in general, you want to do good business because, I mean, it'll come back to you. You know, my reviews, I'm focusing on sending more texts, building that up more because I still have great reviews. I don't have any bad customers so far. Even that lady that I made the video about, you know, it ended up great. She's saying thank you. She said a lot of good things at the end. So, you know, that's just the main thing. You always got to be nice to people because you never know if they had a bad day or not. And that lady just probably had a bad day at work. And it just came out on me. You know, you never know. So, you guys take it easy. And I'll see you on the next one.